I want you to focus and pay attention. We're going to do a radical equation right now. The goal with the radical equation is to isolate the square root so that nothing else is on one side of the equal sign other than just the square root. Okay, so we have to use inverse operations to first do that. Going to take 6 away from each side. So now we have 2x minus 6 equals 2 square root x minus 1. We're going to divide each side by 2 to get rid of this. And we have 2x minus 6 over 2 equals the square root of x minus 1. Okay, so we've reached our first goal, which is to isolate the square root on one of the sides of the equal sign. Now we're going to square both sides. So you make a parentheses, do squared. The reason we're doing this is because square root and squared are opposites, so they cancel each other out. That's how you get rid of the square root. You isolate it first, then you square it to get rid of it. Okay, this is where like the hard algebra part comes from. When we square the left side, it's really 2x minus 6 over 2 times 2x minus 6 over 2 like that. Okay? We have to FOIL this top. 2x times 2x, 2x times negative 6, negative 6 times 2x, negative 6 times negative 6. Okay, so we'll get 4x squared minus 12x plus 36 over 4, 4x squared minus 24x plus 36 over 4. Okay, let's bring down just x minus 1 because the square root and the squared cancel each other out. On the left side, it's working out for us because everything could be divided by 4. So I'm going to divide each of these numbers by the 4 that's underneath it. You can only divide when every piece can be divided by it. And we'll get x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals x minus 1. Now we have an x squared. We have to set it equal to 0 with the x squared being positive. So we're going to minus x from each side and add 1 to each side. Again, using inverse operations. Okay, let me just make some room. Okay, that gives us x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. We're going to use trinomial factoring now. What two numbers add to negative 7 and multiply to positive 10? That's going to be x minus 5, x minus 2. Negative 5 and negative 2. Add to negative 7, multiply positive 10. T-chart, x equals 5, x equals 2. Now, with these questions, be careful. Sometimes you have to reject an answer. You have to take these two answers and go back to the original. X equals 5, x equals 2. If I put these underneath the square root, they cannot create a negative. If it creates a negative, you reject it. So does 5 minus 1 create a negative? No. So this is good. Does 2 minus 1 create a negative? No. Also good. If it creates a negative, you reject it. All right, everyone. Hope this